Hello again, everyone. I'm going to have a play today with another one of the goodies that were sent to me by Tony at Stamps by Me. And this one is another 3D embossing folder, and it's called Pretty Peony. Now, I'm not normally one to use a whole sheet like this of embossing or anything else for that matter on my cards, as I like kind of clean and simple things. But I'm thinking that there are portions of this that I could kind of use somehow or other. So what I want to do today is to try and use an embossing folder with some Gilding Flakes and some luscious powders. The reason I've come to the conclusion I may need the luscious powders for this is the fact that I've got a scrap here of double-sided sheet, and what I thought I would do is I would put this onto the front of my card panel, then I would emboss it in the 3D embossing folder. Then I would peel off the top layer and use some Gilding Flakes. Why I have thought about having the standby really of luscious powders, not only would it enhance that in places, but I've got a sneaky feeling that this particular adhesive sheet may well leave some gaps in the part. This is a stick it adhesive sheet, I think, and in the past when I've taken off one layer, some of the adhesive has stuck to the backing, therefore leaving a gap. So I'm thinking that once I've got it onto my piece of card and I take off that other layer after it's been embossed, there may be some gaps. So that's where I thought the luscious powder might come in to fill in for the places where the Gilding Flakes didn't grab. So, I mean, that it may be absolutely fine, who knows, but let's have a go and see. So the first thing to do is to put my double-sided sheet onto my piece of card that I intend to use for some kind of front panel. These scraps here may well do for things like sentiments and stuff like that. So I'll pop them in the drawer out of the way. Okay, let's get this onto the card front first of all. Do you see what I mean? When I don't know if you can actually see, but when I'm pulling this off, bits of adhesive are staying on this sheet. It's pulling at the side. We'll see it may be fine, but who knows? Right, yeah, there's going to be a huge gap down the middle in this, but as I'm thinking of chopping up my embossing folder anyway, we may be okay. Let's just see. I'll pop this onto the front of my piece of card. There we go. Now, I'm going to emboss this, and I'm not absolutely sure of the sandwich. I am sure that lots of you have come across exactly the same thing. I'm putting what is going to be the sticky side as the right side, so I'm putting that underneath the front of my embossing folder. Yes, there are so many different embossing folders around these days. 3Ds, 2Ds, extra thick ones. The Sussex ones are just, the Tim Holtz ones are so thick I have to have a particular sandwich in my machine for it to go through. So I'm not absolutely sure what this is going to do. I'm going to start, this is a Spellbinders Platinum 6. I'm going to start with my platform base, and this is the set of plates that I bought after I bought the machine. It's not the one, they're not the ones that came with it originally. So I'm going to try that and a shim. Then I'm going to try the embossing folder, and I'm going to try this adapter plate. I just don't know. I'm hoping this will do. And you can always tell when you start to wind any sandwich through the machine if it's going to be okay. If there's too much resistance, stop. If there's not enough, add some layers or change the layers that you're using. Now this is going through. I'm not quite sure if it's actually enough pressure. Let's have a look and see. It looks okay. I think I may just do it again with another shim. I've got a metal shim here. Let me just see if I can get it a little bit sharper with another shim. If it's too tight, I won't do it. Yes, it's fine. There we go. Right, let's have a look and see. That's a bit brighter, a bit sharper. So let's have a look and see what we're doing here. Now, I'll get a piece of scrap just to catch any additional flakes that may go AWOL. I'll just trim off this little bit at the edge. Should use some longer scissors, shouldn't I? Right, there we go. I use these because they're my sticky scissors. They're supposed to be, you know, non-stick, but we'll see. Right, now let's take this top layer off. Haven't seen anybody do this before, but be interesting to see. Oops, a little bit there, not coming up, that's better. There is a gap here I can see where the sticky is absent. I think we're doing all right, a bit more there needs to be helped on its way. There we go. It's got, I suppose because I put that extra pressure in, it's got itself really stuck into the embossing. A bit more here. It's just the backing paper that's ripping. The Gilding Flakes I'm using this time I haven't used before, and I often buy things that I like the look of just to make up a shipment so I don't have to pay postage. Yeah, there's really quite a gap down the middle of this. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see there's a gap where there's no adhesive? So I could do one of two things. I think I will actually do the second of the two things. I will actually, there's such a gap, I think I will try and just make that up a bit, just in case I need a bit that is in that area. So I've got a Nuvo pen here. I'm just going to go over the area that the adhesive sheet has missed. There we go. A bit more there. I was thinking there might have been sort of little pockets, little odd places where that adhesive hadn't actually stuck. And I was thinking that's what I would use this for, but I'm going to probably try and use it anyway. Let me just give this a little waft until that glue I've just put on is a little more tacky. And then we'll have a go with the old Gilding Flakes. I haven't used them for a while. I do love them. Look at these. These are called Copper Teal from Cosmic Shimmer. Oh, look at the colours. Aren't they beautiful? If I'm not careful, I'll get this all over me as well. But let's have a go. Look at these colours. Whoa. Big piece of copper there. Let me just take some of the other stuff first. Get some of the others around. Oh, look. Wow. It's like having a knife and fork, isn't it? Anyone for lunch? Right, let's get some. Look at the colours. Oh my goodness. A few more. beautiful. Oh, goodness me. I actually may not need the luscious powder, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm very fond of using a combo of gilding and luscious. I've booked to go next year on another weekend with Indigo Blue. I'm going to go to Maidstone 2024 sometime, so that should be great fun. I had such a wonderful time at the retreat in Retford. I think that was called Dirty Weekend. Did get quite messy actually, truth be told. So look at this though, isn't this fabulous? Right, get my scoochie out. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Knew which drawer to look in, but couldn't just spot it. Right, let's just dab down first. Look at these colours. I may have actually chosen the wrong, I'm thinking I may have chosen the wrong kind of Gilding Flakes for this. I'm thinking with all these colours, maybe a lot of the detail of the embossing folder will be lost. If I'd used a plain gold or something like that, or any plain colour, it might have shown up a little more. I'm not sure. Well, time will tell, won't it? Well, it looks like the glue did the business going down the centre to make up for the bit that the adhesive sheet had missed. Yeah, I'm going to do something different actually now, and I've seen this, because I was thinking I would fill in gaps with luscious powder, but I'm not going to do that at all. What I'm going to do is actually use some black ink or something like that just to go over this relief, over the raised parts, just to emphasise them a bit. Isn't it beautiful colours though? Look. Let me just get rid of some of the dust back into the pot, and then I can give it a better burnish. Oh dear. Right. Put the lid back on before I sneeze or do something rather make it go flying. Right. Right, let me just give this a good old burnish now. Oops. This scoochie is just a sort of firm kind of spongy thing. It is from Indigo Blue, and they're very cheap, but they just work wonders. I love it. I used to use a brush, a blending brush, but there. Now, what I think I'm going to do, that is so detailed with all the different colours that you can't actually see the thing itself. So let me, what have I got? What can I use? I think I might try a bit of Stays on, which should kind of go on anything really, shouldn't it? Is this an old one? I think so. Have I got another one? Yes, I do. So this must be my old one. Okay, I'll get rid of the detritus on this. Turn it over. I don't want too much dust around for the inking. Okay, turn the paper over. Right, let's see. Bit dry, I think, this ink pad. Yeah, I think I've got a re-inker. I could have got out a re-inker. Let's just try a different ink. Let me just try a bit of, whoops-a-daisy, what was that? That was white, I don't want white. Let's have black soot and just see what this does. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know if I like it or not really. Perhaps I shouldn't have used black. That's the right way up, I think. I wonder if a little bit would... not quite sure what to do with this. Shall I dry it off? What I'm thinking is, should I have used one of the colours from in here instead of black? Oh, don't know. I'm thinking kind of, what am I thinking? Let's have a look. Peacock feathers? Am I thinking peacock feathers? Perhaps I am. Let's try. I'll just try a bit over the top because nothing ventured, because I don't like it as it is. So let's just see. Is it dry? No. I don't want to mess up my, I don't want to mess up that pad. One way I use of seal. I'm just going to try part of this. Put a bit of clear embossing powder on. Let's just see. Right. Let me try and make something of this just for... I'll actually like it a lot better once it's been shined up, don't you? I don't think I've actually heated the whole thing. I'm going to cut a piece of this and then mount it in something or other. Let me just see what I can do to try and find a little bit of something. I'll do it on my guillotine. Let me just do this. Okay, just had a chop. Just going to finish off this. Right, now let's just let the dog see the rabbit. I'm going to use this piece. I'll just clear up this mess, wipe it down. I can't just sweep things off this surface. It's a silicone surface, and all the bits just kind of grab it, so I have to use a baby wipe to get the bits off. But we'll get there. Okie dokie, let's just try. Comes off very easily once I do this, but I haven't tried Gilding Flakes before. Oh dear, on this. They're gripping rather. Right. I may try and cut out a bit of the wasting time, if I can manage to do that. Right, here we go. I have a card base. There is my little piece of something which needs a bit of help, doesn't it? It needs a frame of some description. So, what do we do? Let's have a look in here. See what we can do. I may decide to just cut that's not far off, is it? I can just trim that just a trifle more, and then this would do as a frame. It's a possibility. Let's look at this chap. Let's see here. That's a possibility, because I can shorten this. Let's try. If I did white and then gold, maybe, or black and then gold. Let's do black next. Got some black here. Here's black. And then gold for that. That might do quite nicely. I'm just going to chop this on my guillotine, which is too big for the desk. Right. Just chopped that. It's not quite right. There's a bit too much there. Let me see about this. That's about right. Okay. Let me get some gold. This is just about big enough, I think. Yep. Right, let's get that from dazzling everybody. And we will cut this out. Right. Get my bits and pieces that I need. My top plate. And 2 cutting plates. Here we go. There's my base one, and here's this. Right. I'm going to start off by just cutting part way down this. And then we'll sort out the length in a minute. Oh dear. Right, there I have cut part way down that die. Now this is going to fit in there like that, so that I need to put this over there like that. Am I in the right grooves? Got to match the knot. To be honest, stitch dies are so much easier to do this with than plain ones, because stitched ones you can let the teeth grab the previous indentations, and so you can get it a bit more accurately. I think I'm in. Let's see. Okay. There we go. There's our piece. Just fits beautifully. Excellent. So that can go in there. That can go on there like that. And this can go on my card. So perhaps there like that. Looks a bit oriental, doesn't it? There. So I think we rescued it a little, don't you? Not at all what I intended doing. But I'm just wondering about a sentiment. What I think might be rather nice is if I use a little bit of this and die cut a sentiment, and then it will match. It will match with this. I think that's a good idea. So what do I want it to say? It's quite an interesting technique though, don't you think? But look at the difference. That is embossed with a bit of clear embossing, and that's just left. It's so dull. This one is livened up enormously, hasn't it? Right, I quite like a bit of that. I might use a bit of that for another one. Let me use a bit of this for the sentiment. What shall we choose? I don't know if I can get at my sentiments without disturbing the camera. I've got a long-necked hangy thing for my camera, for my phone, and the long neck comes right in front of the box of sentiments, so I'll have to do that presently. So have a look on the community tab on Instagram, on my Facebook page, and you'll see the finished card, and you'll be able to see it in much more close up as well. So sorry that's shining in your eyes. I didn't think to look. I'm sorry about that. So there we are. I'm quite pleased in the end. It's not at all what I thought it was going to be, but I kind of think we got there. So as ever, thank you for your comments. I read every one and I try to respond to every single one, and I do appreciate them sincerely. And thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you, whatever. Thank you. I am very, very grateful, and have a good day.